My people, the former governor of Rivers State, where they call Wike, you don't finally enter the trap of the Amanabo one of Ijoland, Asari Dokubo. Now, I know say Wahala dey inside Rivers State to where Wike they fight the current sitting governor now, will be Sim Fubara. This thing no dey end well. The other time, Wike come and come talk say your people now just a fraction, just minority in River State, and they don't even have the right to govern the state. The only place they have right is in Bayelsa State. In fact, it's almost saying that these people should pack their load and go back to Bayelsa State, that they don't have any any right in River State. This fire that Wike is trying to kick off, so he go soon burn everywhere. Come and hear waiting Asari Dokubo talk. When they interview him for Channels Television, it go shock you. They ask and say, what if they remove Fubara? Asari Dokubo laugh. He say, may they try him now, may they see Pepe. So we can now. If like say they go give you quick notice for River State too. If you know stay well, you go collect to Wahala. Just they brew up and down. Make I show una something before I show una that very video now. So that una go know wetin dey happen. Asari Dokubo now, in men don dey ready. Asari Dokubo sef don dey warm up. No be small thing be this one. Oh yeah, na muna watch this one before na go watch the main interview. The Amanya Bo of the source. Oh yeah, na. Una dey see am, na Asari Dokubo be this one. He dey gear up. He don read as I dey talk to you now. Asari Dokubo. He said that he is fit to. Wike cannot do this thing. That Wike does not have what it takes to also stand him. You dey see the press up. Asari dey gidigba. A stand kakaraka. They wait for Wike. Wike, I no sure say you go fit do this press up. This one where they say you don't use kai finish yourself. You dey see am. This one Asari Dokubo now, he say they ready for anybody where they say he want. In fact, I'm gonna watch the video. I don't want to talk too much. I bet make una help me share this video. Make other people save they see them. If you want send money, go Nigeria. Don't forget to use tap send. I bet use my promo code. Make people save. You understand? We'll go there, go watch the video. Yeah, now.
Well, we're being joined by someone who is a very strong stakeholder in Rivers politics. Alhaji Mujahid Dokubo Asari Zamayana Bo Toro Sarami Pri Yelem Kalabari. Thank you so much for coming on the program, Alhaji.
Good morning.
All right, let's begin with what your interpretation of what is playing out in River State is. There are so many commentaries as to what is happening in River State, depending on who and what you're listening to. So let's hear from your own end as to what you make of this situation that appears not to be ending anytime soon.
What is happening in River State is one individual wanting to pocket River State. It's its own. And a lot of commentators had analyzed the situation in River State and had called on President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to step in and arrest the situation. I did a live broadcast on the 12th of December 2023. After the first failed meeting, which was very, very biased, tilted towards supporting Nyeso Wike, the Minister for Federal Capital Territory. And this video has become, this live broadcast has become viral recently because of the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. I'm not going to call the pronouncement of the Supreme Court a judgment, because there is nothing that the pronouncement of the Supreme Court said that had anything to do with the law in Nigeria. It's a total abuse of the law of Nigeria. Everybody knows, all of us know that the Supreme Court is supposed to be final arbiter. The words of the Supreme Court are final. So the Supreme Court not assumed that because their words are final, they will import into these powers that they do not have, morally depraved decisions that clearly against the Constitution, and the people of Nigeria. We're not just talking about Rivers State. For instance, does the Supreme Court really have jurisdiction to adjudicate on issues concerning local government elections? It's very clear. Local government elections adjudication ends at Court of First Instance, which is the High Court. So where did the Supreme Court derive its power in making pronouncement on elections, post-elections, litigation arising from the elections in Rivers State? Number two, how would the Supreme Court talk about something and adjudicate on a matter that was not before her? Can the Supreme Court go on a frolic of its own to import matters that were not before her and start to make decisions on those matters? The issue of defection was not before the Supreme Court. The issue of defection is still at the High Court. So how did the Supreme Court get those matters into the Supreme Court to make pronouncement on it? Other than that, there were people behind the scene dictating to the Supreme Court what the Supreme Court ought to say. So they have said it. And I think the governor was in a haste to have accepted the judgment.
Asari Dokubo, that would be, if I may, that would be impugning on the integrity of the Supreme Court.
Yes, I am.
No,
the
you
Supreme
can't.
Court has no
No,
integrity in Nigeria.
no, Alhaji, we will not allow you impugn on the integrity of the Supreme Court. So
if the Supreme Court is wrong, if the Supreme Court is not called.
In your words,
the Supreme Court
this...
can just decide that you, as the person interviewing me, you should die. And immediately they go and kill you, they hang you, or you are sent to a firing squad because the Supreme Court said so.
That's why the Supreme Court...
Final and nobody can talk when there is glaring corruption.
Alhaji,
in his pronouncement.
Alhaji, yes, I understand what you're saying. I understand where the grievances are. The analogy you gave is not particularly the same. What we're saying is that
the analogy I gave, the same judgment. Was there no same judgment about defection in the case of Plateau State? About 13 or 15 people defected to a different party.
What I'm saying in essence is that you can disagree with the judgment of the Supreme Court, but you have to accept it without impugning on the integrity of the Supreme Court. That's what I'm saying.
I will not accept it. I will not.
This is the Supreme Court we're talking about. So let's move on from... So in addition, now that the Supreme Court has made its decision, and that is the final decision as far as we have now, I want you to speak to the current logjam we have found ourselves. I know there are peripheral issues, undercurrents all over this issue at the end of the day. And you are a stakeholder, you are a traditional ruler now, and there's a lot on the table. Peace in Rivers State is where we're heading to. And you've made allegations as to who is pushing what and all of that. We know all of this. Now, what do you think needs to be done? Because right now, there is grandstanding on both ends.
I think that the Supreme Court had given so much power to one side and had taken the sovereignty of the people of Rivers State away from the people of Rivers State, which was invested on the governor of Rivers State. Having said that, when Yaradua was sick, there was the need, because there was no constitutional provision as to what to do. There was the need for what they called, what did they call that? That they contrived something for the good of the people. The president should come out openly, because the first initiative he took did not work. It is not left for him. It is wrong for the president to come out to say that people should go and obey the judgment of the Supreme Court, the supremacy of the judiciary. When the law does not stand as the law, when the pronouncement of individual becomes the law, then it is dangerous. You are asking people to resort to self-help.
Right.
The president can save the situation by falling back to the doctrine of necessity, by calling both parties to a round table to resolve this logjam. That's the only solution now. Because they have added more feathers to the feathers of the wings of Messiah Wike and his followers to continue with their impunity, to continue. How can the Supreme Court give a judgment that have collective punishment of the people of Rivers State by seizing the allocation of Rivers State? By seizing the allocation of Rivers State. So as long as this crisis continues, the Rivers people will not enjoy the benefit of their resources, which is being given to the federal government.
All right.
And part of it is given to them. Will not resolve. Our workers will not be paid. Our doctors will not be paid. Our teachers will not be paid. Nobody will be paid. Who does that? Where can that be done?
In the same token, Alhaji, would you say that Governor Fubara is also wrong for accepting and promising to implement the Supreme Court judgment?
Yes, I said Governor Fubara is very hasty and wrong. This judgment cannot stand the test of time. It cannot.
So what are you calling for?
Cannot stand the test of. It's like apartheid. There are laws. Apartheid made laws that white and blacks cannot pass the same road. They cannot pass the same door. They cannot sit in the same hall. Was it not law? Was the Supreme Court of South Africa, or whatever nomenclature it is called, not adjudicating on such laws? When a law is bad, when a law is wrong, when a pronouncement is wrong, it is incumbent on the people to say this is wrong. And I am one of those people who are saying this thing is wrong. These judgments are not judgment based on the Constitution, based on common sense, based on equity, and based on the interest of the people of Nigeria.
So let me follow up with this question, Alhaji. When the Supreme Court affirmed the election of President Bola Tinubu, you celebrated it and you said, well, everybody should end all litigation. So that's the same Supreme Court given a judgment. So what has changed? Is it because it's not favoring you?
If the Asari today says something that is good today, and tomorrow it says something 360-degree bad, we should accept it, because yesterday the Asari said what is good, and today it's saying something 360-degree very, very terrible. We should accept it because he said something good before. The Supreme Court gave judgment on the election. I was on the field in that election, and I saw the election, and I know that Ahmed Bola Tinubu won that election. Even though today I might disagree with his policies, I might disagree, he won that election. And I cannot change from that. Supreme Court has been delivering judgment since it came into insertion in Nigeria. Are we going to say that all the judgment given by the Supreme Court since it came into insertion is bad just because this particular one is not even a judgment, it's a pronouncement that does not have any basis on the law, on the Constitution, on common sense, on equity, or the interests of the people?
Alhaji, so let's talk about some of the rhetorics we're seeing. And I know that you had released this, the palace had released a statement as to the fact that if I read that statement correctly, this is almost provocative, given some of the things that the minister had said in his media parley. And the reason I'm asking this is because rhetorics have a way of inflaming the politics and the politics itself. So I would like you to speak to some of the things that has been played out right here. And because the issues around the FCT minister has said they just, quote and unquote, using my own words now, cannot hold the country to ransom because of threatening to blow up pipelines and all of those things. So I would like you to respond to some of those things he said, as well as What options is on the table right now from where you sit as far as this issue is concerned?
I don't listen to that trainer. I know him. He was my junior in the university. I know that trainer. I don't listen to him. Most times it's under the influence of substance and all that. So I really don't listen to him.
Alhaji, that's the FCT minister we're talking about here, sir.
Yes, I know him very well. He knows me too. He knows me very well. So most times I've not listened to. I only hear from people, so I hardly comment on what he said because he has never been reasonable. And I feel sad that the political system threw up characters like this, and they become colossus and big, mighty giants. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that whatever he says about the job people, it's okay for us. Because some job people were with him, celebrating him after he had said all that. I did not hear it because I'm not listening. And some people have said it before me, but I'm not concerned. The important thing is this. Ijaw people, quick platata solo said it. Ijaw people owns the land that these resources are there. And if Ijaw people are threatened, they have the right to defend themselves. We have the right to defend ourselves. We have the right to defend our interests. So whatever anybody says, that is the business of that person. The Ijaws will defend their right. They will defend their interests. The Ijaws must protect their life so that they will survive. Our forefathers handed this legacy to us, and we're going to hand over this same legacy to our own children. It is not yet a Wike who will tell the job people how we are going to behave, what we are going to do. It's not yet a Wike. He not qualify at all to tell us. So if pipeline pass in our place and somebody threatens us and take our livelihood from us, and we decide that this pipeline, we don't want it on our land, Inyeso Wike cannot stop it. Nobody can stop it. Nobody. We are saying it openly. I am saying it. Nobody can stop the job people from doing what we want to do. They never born that person.
But he also said that the protection of the pipeline, the project or the contract itself, was given to an Ijaw person. So is that going to be a conflict of interest if he or his company is trying to protect the pipeline and the same people are trying to destroy the pipeline?
We have not, we just, when Ijaw takes a decision, then whoever is given anything to do anything, fall in line. I don't think an Ijaw man will stand in opposition to the collective interest and survival of Ijaw.
So has a decision been made? Has a decision been given to those pipelines?
I am not, today, I was former president of the Ijaw Nation as president of the Ijaw Youth Council. That was about 25 years ago. I am not the president of INC. I am not the president of the Ijaw Youth Council. I am not the president or chairman of the Ijaw Council of Traditional Rulers and Leaders of Thought. They are chairman. When they call us and we meet, we have not met. The decision has not been taken. But it's very dangerous. It's very difficult. Look, I know Ijaw people. Ijaw people are the easiest people to mobilize. That's why you are seeing it's just a tip of the iceberg. You are seeing Ijaw demonstrating in Abuja, demonstrating in Warri, demonstrating in Yenegua, demonstrating in Port Harcourt, demonstrating at Abalama, and everywhere. Ijaws are rising up. The flame is sparking, and it is better. And some of the Ijaw people, because of the anger, I have heard so many Ijaw people, the anger, women going topless because they are so angry with what they said in statement he has made, which I have not heard directly, and I'm not interested in hearing it. So even before we take decision, some Ijaw people can decide to act on their own, and that's the most dangerous. That's the most dangerous. That some mature people, they know the fury of the job people and they want to test it. I wish them the best of luck. I pray that this fury does not come.
Alhaji, at the end of the day, we're trying to find a pathway. But let's talk about some of the things that people have been, more like the nuances around. Some people have been saying that the end game is to impeach the governor, and all is being done to that effect. I would like your reaction to that.
My dear brother, make them try now. They have the power, they have the number. Make them try. They have the power, they have the number. Make them try. Make them try. See, this is how it started in the former Western region, Operation Wike. This is how it started in the Western region, little by little. And as somebody who is close to President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who has so much love for President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, I've been crying out. I've been crying out on top of my 6-story building, calling on Ahmed Bola Tinubu that this crisis, this Goliath you have created in Rivers State, the same way that Goliath fell in other realms, this Goliath will be brought down by the people of Rivers State. And if the Goliath is brought down, the consequences of it will be far-reaching. And that's why I am calling on President Bola Tinubu. The ball is in his court. The matter is on his table. And it's a matter of ultimate urgency that he, a President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, my friend before, should be able to handle this matter and resolve it. And let there be no victor, no vanquished.
Naturally, the question...
I don't know what to say.
Well, the question that naturally jumps out next, Alhaji, you said you love President Bola Tinubu very much. And then you said in the same breath that your friend before. So we're not quite sure what has happened to that relationship, but I want you to speak to an issue of national importance. Maybe you can speak to why someone you love is now your friend before. But a young Nigerian put up a video where she described President Bola Tinubu as terrible, which means bad at his job. Is President Bola Tinubu terrible to you?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I can't get the question.
My question is about an issue that is trending nationally now, because you've described President Bola Tinubu as someone you love very much. In the same breath, you said your friend before. So we don't know what happened that broke down. But a young Nigerian described President Bola Tinubu as terrible. Do you agree with her? Do you disagree?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm a Muslim and I'm fasting. This is the month of Ramadan. There's an Egyptian sheikh. He has died long ago, Sheikh Kiski. And he said, when a man becomes a king or wealthy, Satan becomes the chief advisor and best friend. When he wakes up, Satan is standing by his bedside. When he wants to eat, Satan is standing by him. When he's going out, Satan is in front of him. So when leaders go into power, there are certain forces, unseen forces, which I also know. They will be around to give advice. And they will, if you are not careful. And then we're Africans. We know that there are juju, all sorts of for everything. They go to pastors. They go to Alpha. They go to Malam. They go to everywhere to call and invoke the name of the person who is in power and to control him. And it's possible. When I say Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who had been my friend since 1992 when we met closely during the campaign for MKO Abiola, we have been in close, constant Very good relationship, even when he was in Ezra during the Nadeko era. Now, he came to power, and I was the first person in that month, January 12, December 12 live broadcast. I said, this is the worst government for a job people in the history of Nigeria. And I meant it, and I meant every word of it. And from that time, he has all the power. He's the one who has the power to maintain the relationship that we have. He is president. He has all the paraphernalia of office around him and all this thing. You can't walk into Aso Rock as we used to walk into Bodilon. Now we can't walk into Aso Rock the same way we used to walk in. He has all sorts of people. He's the one that can maintain the friendship more than myself. I can continue. I can't leave Ahmed Bola Tinubu. It's not because I'm afraid of him, because relationship matters. Friendship is more than money, it's more than everything. I had been in very dear situations, and this man, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who is now president, has stood by me, had taken shot for me, had made sacrifices for me. And this burden is on me today. I feel the pain every day as somebody who is close to him, somebody who can walk up to his bedroom, somebody who can walk everywhere unrestricted. I feel the pain inside me today that this is happening. But I know that when people get into position like this, these challenges come up. I pray for him every day. Even this morning, after Subhi prayer, I prayed for him. I cried sometimes because I'm seeing my friend. It's no longer behaving like my friend that was Ahmed Bola Tinubu before. And I pray for him.
So do you think he's terrible, Alhaji? As the lady said, do you think he's terrible at what he's doing?
I cannot say it's terrible. It's a vicious circle in Africa. It's a vicious circle in Nigeria, where one government comes after the other. They say they want to change. The issues are the same. Nothing has really changed. Oh, good luck was terrible. We removed good luck. We brought Buhari. Oh, we said Buhari was terrible. And now it's Ahmed Bola Tinubu. We say it's a vicious circle. We pray. All of us are praying, and we're expecting that between now and 2027, the Ahmed Bola Tinubu will change. It will be the Ahmed Bola Tinubu that I had known since 1992.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the program. So, in 2027, if he runs for re-election, are you voting for him again, given what you have seen so far?
For now, I will still vote for him.
Okay. Alhaji
because the angel you know is better than the Satan you don't know.
Well, that's not how the saying goes, but...
No, that's the other one, no, but my own is that the angel you know is better than the Satan you don't know.
Okay. Alhaji Mujahid, Dokubo Asari.
Thank you very much.
Amayanabo or Toru Saramapri, LM Calavari. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.